Prestige us for the need is just.
Greetings, preachings, time for prestigious teachings. Ooh. Really? Yes, really. How are you guys doing today? It has been quite some time from I actually touch base with you guys properly because maybe the second last time that I was making a post for myself, it was like Snapchat was snapping, like chopping up all of my video, and I was totally not making sense. So for beings who do not know me, I do make sense, okay? It's just sometimes it's just the way it looks, not really what it is. So I really wanted to speak on what I was speaking about, those dates. And basically, you are coming into a place in your life where nobody is able to shake you or mistake why and how and whom you are, right? So just shake off them haters, okay? Yes, my lovelings. So all of us go through many hardships and all of us go through our many treasons, but those treasons are exactly scars, and a lot of people try to get tattoos to erase them, but in fact, you really shouldn't do that because your scars are only there to remind you of how far you've come and what you did and how much it took to get you to where you are thus far. So if you cover that up, how are you really going to remember all of those scars, right? So scars are only to remind you of the healing that you undergone and not to have to go through that again, right? So you are going to have many weird beings of light and darkness coming towards you. And that is why I'm here to let you guys know to use your better discernment. Okay, please use your better discernment because these birds out here be chirping and they are weird, weird. Having said that, just come from an authentic place in your heart and be polite. You know what I mean? Just be nice. Well, if you don't want to speak to somebody, like, come on, you don't really need to. But having said that, that brings me to my next topic to you guys. When you are on your spiritual ascension and you feel like you literally are ascending, many people who are of the lower energies, it's like, dude, your body, your energy can't even like take that energy anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I can't take it. I can't take the same foolishness, the, oh, I didn't know, playing dumb to catch wise. Oh, you don't know. And I will surprise you. I will surprise you. So go with your better discernment because you will definitely learn from that. And if somebody is telling you something that is not of spiritual faith, yeah, blow that shit away. I'm hearing I'm hearing ludicrous, blow it out your ass, okay? Purge it. Get rid of it because it's not going to do anything for you, okay? Having said that, I know many people like, oh, haters, hi haters, bye haters, but honestly, congratulate those people. Congratulate them because you actually wouldn't even recognize how well you're doing until you see other copycats copying you. But of course, there's only one authentic being, and that truly is you, right? God made everybody special in their own spiritual form. And it is up for all of us to continue to explore. So it is not up to anybody why you are anointed or how far in your ascension you are. Everybody has responsibility to their own path. And there is something so special about learning the word silence. Don't worry, I'm not judging. I'm telling you, I am a teacher, yes, and I am speaking to my class, people of my class. You get how I spun that around, or whatever the case is, because it's not about being better than anyone. It's about knowing better and doing better. That's exactly what it is. It isn't about being right, it's about doing what's right. And then again, we're human beings and we're supposed to do exactly that, be in our existence. So if anybody is making it a little bit challenging for you to feel like you can't be in your natural form, perhaps it's time to just let that go. And I know it hurts, but trust me, it'll hurt you more if you hold on to that. Because if you entertain one's energy, like I always say, you become a part of its entity. And I know we go through a lot and we climb and we climb and we keep climbing. And once we get to the top, there's two, there's a benefit and then there's one that many may not feel that benefit from. So when you're at the top, you are by yourself and you realize that, wow, it is really lonely up here. But unless you climb up there, you won't be able to see over. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you are ascending out of your physical body. You know what I mean? Once you break out of that chain, how do you expect others to be able to perceive the same? You know what I mean? How are they really going to do that? Because they can't, like I always say, they can't hear you. They're too low. Like even when your angels are trying to speak to you, God's trying to speak to you, it's like they're on a different frequency. So they need to literally come down. Okay, and I also want to speak about that because I said God. And lately, a lot of people have been coming at me about how I say whom I worship, but the way you feel is the way you feel. And anything you're doing, just stand by it. Like stand in your true stature by it and stand and walk through it with conviction. You know what I mean? So I mean, like anybody, as long as you're not worshiping, you know, that thing down there, um, you could say what you'd like to. But having said that, a lot of you are going to be and basking in some beautiful, wonderful gems, and your spiritual gifts are going to get enhanced. Don't get scared. Just let go and let God. Ask Him what He wants you to do. Like, how could you use your better discernment even better? You know, He'll lead you. So, again, I'm going to go back to being alone or feeling alone. Even though you feel alone, you literally got your crown and your heart is your throne. You're following your heart. You know, when people are like, oh, you're just in your emotions. You're just in your emotions. What else are you supposed to do? But when you swim in your emotions, then you drown. You know what I mean? You kind of want to be like a ship and keep it afloat. You know what I mean? So, like, by being afloat would be like lodging the intuition, your thine eyes, and lodging it to what makes you realize, right? So, don't worry about others. Worry about you. Because nobody is going to help you and haven't helped you do what you do. And having said that, silence. Whoop. Let spirit show up and show out and show others why he chose you. Let spirit show them. You don't have to speak. Like your actions speak a lot louder than words. Because a lot of times people don't even follow that. They don't. But you know, once you do something physically, you really can't take that back. You know, you really can't take that back. So believe, have faith. Because spirit don't sleep and he stays awake. And I really want to speak to these young, like-minded individuals. You know, there's nothing wrong with being young. Okay, there's nothing wrong with like and basking into your inner child. Okay, because oftentimes people forget about nurturing their inner child, and then you know what happens? They become wild, and that kind of reminds me my video wildflowers about to drop too. Because we are wild. We're wildflower childs. We're wildflower childs. Okay, so today is all about changing, okay? Changing what you know to what you really know and trusting in it. And you know that girl, the little floozy? You know that boy, the little hoodie? Yeah? They're not worthy. That's why they have to go. And don't cry about it because Spirit's the one who sees ahead of time and He's the one who knows. He's the one who makes you glow. And what happens when you glow? You shine. And in order to shine, you keep healing. And the more you heal, you keep revealing. So it's like, don't worry about others because they're only worried about you. And as long as you're doing God's work, you are divine too. And the funny thing about healing and shining and glowing or whatever, or anybody who like may or may not be in the spotlight. And let me explain to you guys what I mean by being the spotlight. It doesn't mean that the camera's on you. It doesn't mean that all eyes are on you. It means you stand out because you're doing exactly what God told you to do. Okay, it means that people are gravitating to you, all types. Many of lower faith because they need to heighten theirs and they want to piggyback off of you. And then ones of higher faith that is sent to spiritually help to guide you. It's like an equal give and take, like reciprocity, reciprocal love. Because that's exactly what it is. It's like you could do things on your own, but it's nice when you have someone to help. You know, it's nice. It really is. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I feel full. My heart's full when I help others more than I even help myself sometimes. But you make sure your cup's full first. Greetings, preachings. Time for procedures. Why am I doing this again? I already did it earlier. Anyways, just got back into mode. Changer. Anyways, okay, I wanted to speak to you guys about once you are living in your blessings and things start to fall into place. When things start to fall into place, beings on your equilibrium are basically there, sent there from spirit to fit in that space, you know, the space of void. And then you guys continue to walk forward and complete the dream. So having said that, when spirit sends blessings to you in angelic form, human angels, okay, accept all the gifts, accept it, because he sent you so that you won't have to let it alone. Greetings, lovelings. Yeah, so I wanted to speak to you guys about spirit sending you others to fill that void into that beautiful space, that authentic space that you may have felt out of misplace. So just accept the gifts, okay? Spirit, now that you are on a certain vibration, in order to keep you on that stance, he's sending others to you, you know, like anybody who's literally helping you for the movement of being positive and enhancing your vibration. He's sending them because he sees that there could be confliction and stagnation. You know what I mean? So just accept, keep your hands open, and say, you deserve it too. You deserve it too, and God believes in you. And again, everything falls in its place. You know, nothing happens before its time. So when it does happen, don't worry about it. Everything falls in its place. And I know we keep speaking about things and not really experiences, but I did say once upon a time I was at a very bad spot last year, this time. And from actually believing in myself and utilizing the resources that Spirit sent to me, being human beings who are sent as angels, just anyone helping. You know what I mean? If you have a certain thought, act upon it, because it wasn't there for no reason. There is intent behind it. And by the intent just being put out in the universe, you know, you still need to put something in motion in order to continue to see it grow to its fullest fruition. So there's such a thing of stress, but the positive, I would like to say opposite, would be like eustress. So like good stress. Like even if you're getting married, there's a lot of things that go into that. You know what I mean? And it still causes stress, but it's good stress. It's from a good place. It's not stress that's made to weigh you down, but you know, maybe to help embellish your crown. But basically, spirit, they always say that the good Lord doesn't give you more than you can handle. And this is why it is very true. Because he's with you to go through the battles, the treasons, the war, everything. And you best believe that when he's ready to show up and show out, he comes and shows up for you. And when he does, he shows everyone, look what I did for them. Yeah, just holding your meds. You already know how that is, man. So he's like, look what I did for them and what I can do for you too. I could do it for you too if you simply just believe in you And the thing about it is, it's very challenging to believe in something when everybody's telling you the opposite. But you know what? A lot of times, being a star seed and being an empath, you know what I mean? You find that when you're working against being negative, it's like that's all you know. All you know to do is to be positive and to be of service. So it's like, don't feel away and don't feel like you're not doing something by giving service, by being of love, because a lot of people give and their cup isn't even full, and then they're well run dry, and then what? Then they cry. Just refill and replenish. So I was just thinking, and I heard my ancestors say that they have a space for you. There's a space for you, and there's a place for you. So it's like from you were born up until now, and how much you've grown. There are ancestors, there are angels, there are even beings in flesh-like form that are sent to help curate exactly what you're going through, to nurture the growth and to make sure therefore that things are better for you. Well, for instance, like myself, my father my father's been deported from 1994, and based on going in and out of, the system, he broke through it, and now, like, man, emperor is good as being, priest, because he could, like, I tell you, he's a whole different other level of something, some goodness there, you know what I mean? But my whole point is saying that I will tell you in the next scene. Yes, my lovelings. So my whole point of telling you that is that, so it's me and my sister. Yes, we've six, but me and my sister, we share this father. Okay. And she had certain conflictions, and she, to basically make a long story short, her perception was different than mine. Mine was more like, Daddy did this for this reason, he did that, and every time I said that, she'd be like, no, he didn't do that. Da, 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 you know what I mean? No, he's this, he's that, he's this. But having said that, even being such a young soul, something always had me holding on for some reason. And as I grew, Spirit kept sending different angel forms of gentlemen that were literally sent for just that purpose, to be of a father, to serve service, and to be of assistance. But they didn't realize. And one thing they used to always say is, I worry about you more than I worry my child. And that scares me. I'm like, that's because you're doing God's work. So the thing about when God has plans for you, it's like they didn't even realize why they were there. But all they knew is they were there. They were protecting me spiritually. They were praying for me. They were helping me monetarily, but not for any dumb thing that I wanted, not just anything, but just what I needed. And it was just like they were literally there to give me their all. And it was crazy. And the way I looked at it, because even sometimes I don't get along with my father, you know what I mean? Because I'm of a spiritual being, a free spirit, and he's more of a Christian. I have nothing wrong with that. There's nothing different. It's just that mine is more free, and I would say that one is more of uniform. And there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're following your faith, which is God's faith, then everything is okay. But having said that, they served their purpose, and when it came time, I turned around and helped them. So my lovely manager, Sister, cooked a beautiful meal, and I'm going to speak to you after and pick up on this spiel. But basically, for the closing, God sends many different formalities of angels in your life, and it is up to you to recognize that and to utilize such as such, right? Because at as that, like when you're praying, and a lot of times, that thing down there, yeah, that hears you too. You know what I mean? And may even send you blessings. So use your better discernment, okay, and apply what you've learned. Greetings. Oh my goodness, you guys do not know what I had to go through to try and make this like be at a level. Like, if it's so funny, I'll probably show you guys after, but it's just funny as long as it works and I get to get the word out. So I wanted to pick up a little bit as me and my sister were speaking, And she reminded me of my new topic that I wanted to speak to you guys about. And that topic is going to be about not feeling sorry for having to let go and let God. Okay? Because oftentimes we change and people change too, or they don't change. And that's the problem, you see, because people are always stuck on who you were and not focused on who you are, and therefore they start treating you as such. So that's why you need to let that process of letting go and let God happen. So, one thing is that your feelings are valid, meaning your emotions too are valid, right? So, if you feel like there's too much upon you and you're going through too much, sometimes you need to pull away. And maybe in situations that you don't feel like you can pull away, try to set aside that time that you allot your time, and be sure to relax and do whatever it is, even if it's just staying in silence and quiet, even if it's music, moving music that moves your soul, in essence. Then do as such, because it's like your mind is like a CPU, and if it's overcrowded, then it's going to have a tendency of breaking down, and you can't really blame it for that, you see. So we need to balance. And how do we balance? Well, I can't really tell you that much, because a lot of times what works for me works for me, what works for you works for you, right? But that's still something that I still too am, I don't want to say struggling with, I would say still searching within, right? The balance. But I will tell you, when you are at loss for resources, then you refer to the source. Because obviously, spirit source is where those resources are coming from. He's the one that puts all of these plugs in place, you see. So whenever you are feeling out of place, just take yourself in a love and nurturing place and pray. And he will keep you in faith. A beautiful thing about being around others such as yourself. When I say such as yourself, it's not a matter of to put you in a whole different pocket. It's beings on your level. And even if they're not on your level, they're at least on your level of understanding, overstanding, So that's a start. But the beautiful thing is that you guys get to just off of each other, throw ideas off of each other, and speak about different things from one another.